G'day folks, the awesome team at Olight have done it again. They've spoiled me rotten. They've sent me a couple of products to review. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the Olight Warrior Mini 2 and the Olight Olantern, two completely different torches. I'll start off with the Olight Warrior Mini 2. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to read quickly through the tech specs, whether I understand them or not, and then I'm going to give you a real-time sort of demonstration when it gets dark tonight of how well it works. So, the Olight Warrior 2 Mini it's the Olight Warrior Mini 2. So it's part 2 of the original Olight Warrior Mini, which is the mini version of the Olight Warrior, which I reviewed last year. Now, we'll go quickly at the specifications. It's a turbo torch, which means when you turn it into turbo mode, you get a really initial strong jolt of power. And that throws out 1,750 lumens, which is insane, for 4 minutes. And then it throttles down, and they've got to do that, otherwise they overheat. So it throttles down. Then it goes to 500 lumens. Now, 500 lumen handheld spotlight is still very, very bright, and we'll see that tonight when I give it a run. But it stays on 500 lumens for 206 minutes. It then goes to 200 lumens for 40 minutes. So it's 1750 for 4 minutes, 500 lumens for 206 minutes, then 200 for 40 minutes. In other words, you get 5 minutes of turbo mode, 3.5 hours of high mode, and then as the battery gets lower, it drops down to 200 lumens for the last 40 minutes to give you plenty of time to get back to your car or get to safety. High mode starts off at 500 lumens, so that hasn't got the turbo. Starts at 500 lumens for 218 minutes, which is almost 4 hours. That's 3.5 hours at 500 lumens. Then 55 minutes at 200 lumens. Medium, 120 lumens. 120 lumens for 19 hours. Low is 15 lumens for 164 hours. And moon mode, 1 lumen for 45 days. So if you're out camping on an extended trip and you just want a real dull torch, you don't even have to take a power pack because this will run for ages. It's got 12,300 candela. I don't really know what that means. That's IPX8 waterproof. It's drop resistant to 1.5 meters, and it throws a beam to 220 meters. Anyway, that's enough of the Olight Warrior Mini 2. I can't really do much more than that until it gets dark tonight. I suppose I can do one other thing. I can open it up and see what's inside the box. Unboxings are boring, so I'm just going to rip in. There it is. It's that torch. Now, it probably won't work, and I'll tell you why in a second. It comes with a lanyard and a magnetic charger. You see that? And that goes onto any USB port. I've actually got a couple of my Beam power packs with me just in case these haven't got any power in them. But Olight usually, when they send out torches, they normally have about 75 to 80% charge, and you've got to work out how to get in. There's normally a little bit of yellow paper. There it is there, on top of the battery. Now it'll probably work. Unless the battery's flooded, so it will work. Right, it works. The screen goes really dark when you shine a torch on it. There's not too much I can show you now while it's light, but I'll have a bit of a play, and then when it gets dark tonight, I'll give you a demonstration as to how bright this little Olight Warrior Mini 2 is. Anyway, that's that. Let's move on to the Jack-O-Lantern. Get it? Jack-O-Lantern? The Olantern. Now let's move on to the Olantern. I've noticed the box doesn't actually have a huge amount of specifics on it. It just says max 360 lumens. It says max, so I'm guessing it's adjustable, and up to 80 hours runtime, sorry. That's a lantern. Now 360 lumens might not sound hugely bright, but it's not a beam, it's a floodlight, and it's designed to hang around the camp. Anyway, let's open it up and see what's inside the box. It's hard to open. I know what to do. I'm in. Right, what's in the box? Another box. What's in the other box? That'll be... Oh, I heard about this. If you open it up inside the box here, I'll let you see this. This is really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes tonight, actually. In there will be a charger, I'm guessing. Yes, I will open it. Might as well, I've come this far. There we go, we've got a magnetic charger, the same as the other one. But this is a replaceable lantern, the globe. You can take the globe out and put this in, and this is like a red flame-like globe, and it flickers just like a flame. That's red. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. They're hoping to make a green one. They're just waiting to get the green light. They're not really making a green one, I'm just being stupid. Alright. As with anything Olight, I'll tell you something that Olight's got in common with Deeper. From the moment you open the box, all you feel is quality. And that's the same with the box. The actual boxes are quality, the products are quality, everything's quality. Olight are very big on quality. Now, I don't know how this, or whether I need to take anything off here. I believe I've got to hold my thumb on there for 5 seconds or something before it starts. But anyway, let's just have a basic look. That's the Olantern. It's some kind of heavy duty plastic with some kind of rubber on the bottom, which will be very handy. It'll stop it slipping. It's got a hook up the top to hang. It's even got this lip so you can hang it over guide ropes on tents and stuff like that. That's, if you've got a rope, it's easy to thread the rope through there to hang it. But if the rope's already tied up, like say a clothesline or something, well, that hook just allows you to hang it over the rope just like that. So anyway, from the reviews I've seen, I believe you've got to hold this button in for a few seconds for it to come on. I'll bring you back again. Want to hear a funny story? I spent probably 8 or 9 minutes trying to get this lantern to work before the penny dropped. It's got a flat battery. These torches and all the other Olights I've ever had, they come with that little bit of yellow paper that goes in between the battery and the light. That stops the battery from the power draining out of the battery. From what I can tell, you can't access the battery on the Olantern. There probably is a way if you undo the screws at the bottom, I don't know. So therefore you haven't got that protective yellow sheet. So I plugged it into my beam, one of my beam power packs, a 10,000 milliamp. It's been on there about 5 minutes, and away it went. Right, now this Olantern has been on the charger for about 5 minutes. That should give it enough power to give you a demonstration. Now, it's got 3 settings, low, medium and high, and then it's got that torch mode, which is like moonlight, that's really dull. It's about, I'm guessing it's probably about 1 candle power. Now, to turn this on, when you get it, hold the button in for 3 seconds, ready? 1, 2, 3, there we go. So it comes on after 3. Then you can hold it in to cycle through the settings. So that's low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low. Then you take your thumb off obviously when it's on the one you want. So low, that's 30 lumens and that will run for 75 hours at 30 lumens. Go to medium, 120 lumens and that will run for 20 hours. Then high, 360 lumens and that will run for 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours runtime. Which for most people would be good enough for a couple of nights out the river. But if you're going for a bit longer, you might just want to use medium. So you got 75, 20, 6.5. There you go. 75 hours, 20 hours, 6.5 hours. And then it's got the flaming LED, which I've got to change the globe through that, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. And that's 1 lumen, and that goes for 80 hours. Let's quickly change to the other LED and see how it looks. Right, now the LED comes in its own separate plastic bag. That's obviously in the box. Now, to get into the LED, what you want to do, you just turn that to around anti-clockwise as far as it goes. Then you just lift it off, wiggle it off, and off she comes. Then you just unscrew that, like a little jar lid. It's really, really easy. And there's the globe. So there's that's the standard globe, and that's the candle globe. If you look inside there, you can see where the light actually just sort of sits in. It just screws in. Really easy, just like that. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this looks after dark tonight. Now, do I have to... There we go. Look at that, it's like a little candle. You can see it flickering. That is so cool. That's designed like that to look like a candle. To set the mood. You might be out the bush camping with your with that someone special, and you can just have that with a bottle of Chardonnay. That's really awesome. That's 1 lumen, and that will run like that for 80 hours. Righto, folks. That is the Olantern. I can't really tell you much more about that now. The best I can do now is give you a demonstration, and I'll do that tonight when it gets dark. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to go into my emails here. Right, now, Olight are having a flash sale, and all this stuff will be discounted. Olight have a flash sale each month, sometimes for 4 hours, sometimes for 4 days, and I think this is a big 4-dayer. Hi Robbie, here is the flash sale info. 8 p.m. the 26th of July until midnight the 30th of July. So the flash sale starts at 8 p.m. on the 26th of July, and it runs through until the 30th of July. Warrior Mini up to 20% off. Warrior Mini 2, sorry, up to 20% off. Olantern up to 50% off. Oh, just turn my candle off. There will be a link in the video description below this video to access the flash sale. And outside of the flash sale, when things aren't on special, you can use my discount code RF10 and get 12% off. It used to be 10%. I don't know if that's a typo, but whether they're going to give people 12% from now on. I reckon they're going to give people 12% because that's what it says here. So folks, midnight the 26th, sorry, 8 p.m. the 26th until midnight the 30th, up to 20% off that one, up to 50% off that one, and there's a link in the video description below to access the flash sale to save that, to save yourself a bit of coin if you like what you've seen. Anyway, that's it for now. When it gets dark, I'll bring you back and we'll see how they work after dark. This is all just an illusion. There's no fire. That crackling sound is audio that I recorded from my backyard bonfire a few weeks ago. And the fire, that's the flame setting on my Olantern. How awesome is that? I love this thing. Before I talk about the Olantern, let's first play with the Warrior Mini 2. There it is, the Olight Warrior Mini 2 in moon mode. This has got 5 modes: moon, low, medium, high and turbo. Let's go and see how they all stack up. Right, now the first setting I'm going to show you is moon mode. Now I've got the camera set differently for this than the other modes. The same settings, but I've just got it pointed down closer to the ground. There's moon mode. You can just make it out there now. I'm shining that about 8 or 9 feet in front of me, or probably 2 to 3 meters in front of me now. And I can sort of see where I'm walking without too many problems. That's working fine. Now on that mode, this torch will run for 45 days. 45 days on moon mode. Now from moon up to low, now I'm in low. And in low, it will run for 164 hours. Now I'm going to adjust the angle of the camera here. So you can see there now, on low, how bright low is. So low is more than adequate. And you get 164 hours out of that. And that's still that's still quite bright. It's quite a bright torch. Not bright enough to hunt with, but definitely bright enough to see where you're going and find your way around the camp or out of the bush. Now we'll go to medium. Now we're starting to see that big tree light up there. Now medium, this setting goes for 19 hours. So you get 19 hours of run time out of that setting. Now let's go to high. High lights up everything. It's very, very bright. The first thing I noticed, it's not a spotlight. It doesn't have a spot. It's just, it's a sort of it's a flood that pushes out a long way. It's part flood, part spot, but it does not have a tight beam. But it does fill quite a large area with bright light. Now at this high mode, this will run for 218 minutes. So almost 4 hours at that. Now let's put it into turbo mode. Low, medium, high, turbo. That's turbo. Turbo's lighting up. It doesn't actually appear to be a huge difference between low and turbo, even though turbo is 1750 lumens as opposed to 500. Just because it's 3 times the lumens doesn't make it 3 times the brightness. It's still very, very bright, but then once turbo runs out, it throttles back to high, which is, I've got to cycle through them, low, medium, high, and that's high. That's high, that's turbo. So you get turbo for 4 minutes before it throttles back to high. And like I said, even though it's a lot more power usage and a lot more lumens, you don't get a huge amount more brightness. In fact, if you're not paying attention, Once it throttles back to high, you probably won't even notice. Now I'm going to show you how to use the torch. Now if this is grainy footage, I apologise, but I'm shooting at very high ISO in such a soft light. This is the torch. It's got two buttons. It's got a button on the end here, and it's got a button up near the torch itself. I don't know whether it'll say, oh, here we go. It's got a button up there it is. It's got a button there, and it's got a button down here on the end. Now the button at the light here will turn it on. If I hold that on for a few seconds, that'll go straight to moonlight mode. Hold it, and there's moonlight mode. If I hold it in again, it'll circle through the settings. So it'll go low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Now that's not a very good example, so I'm going to face this way. Now looking down this way, we've got, hold that button in, and it goes to moon mode, and it goes low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Then you double click it to hit turbo. That goes into turbo. Or if it's off, you just push the back button and that takes it straight into, you push the back button, that goes straight into turbo. So the back button will go into turbo. Or you can just turn it on with the front button, then double click it to go into turbo. Right, now finally, who do I think that this Warrior Mini 2 is best suited to? Campers, fishermen, hunters but not hunting, bushwalkers, farmers, anybody that's doing any kind of outdoor use. Truck drivers needing it to change their Susie's cables on their trailers in the dark. It's a very handy torch. It's not too heavy, but it's very, very bright for a light torch. It's handy for just about everybody. But being that it's not a tight spot, like a tight spotlight, it's probably not the greatest spotlight if you want to go shooting animals like rabbits or foxes. It will still see rabbits or foxes and you will still shoot them, but you won't be able to get that eye reflection from a further distance like you will with something like, say, the Javelot Turbo or the Javelot Pro that shoots a narrow beam out. It hasn't got a tight spot. Certainly throws a lot of light, but it's not a tight spot. I don't think it'd be my first choice as a hunting light, but for any other nighttime use, especially fishing, which is what I do a lot of, it'll fit in my bag easy and it'll give me a stack of light walking out. Awesome torch. Now, let's have a look at the Olantern. Right, now you've already seen the candle mode in effect because I've been using it while I've been filming. Let's throw the white globe in there and see just how bright the Olantern really is. This is the Olantern in white mode. Let's go and see how it performs. Well, I'm holding this up here, but imagine that was on a guide rope or an awning of a tent or even a branch or something. That's on low. That's like a moonlight mode. You can see where you're going, but you wouldn't want to cook under this light or read a book or something. But it's enough for safety reasons to see where you're going, and that's low mode. Let's go up into medium. Now that gives you quite a bit of light to walk around the camp. You can see each other if you're sitting around in a circle. If it's summer and you can't have a campfire or something, that throws out enough light to sort of see each other. That's quite effective. And now high. And that's high. High gives you quite a bit of light. You could cook under that, no worries at all. You could read a book under it. It's throwing out quite a lot of light. And that'll be hanging up in the front of the tent or something, and you could easily light up the campsite. And I think the higher you go, the more it's going to flood the area. So that's the settings, low, medium and high. Right, so what's the verdict on the Olight Olantern? Well, to be 100% honest, and I like to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. It's not nearly as bright as I expected it to be. My favourite feature is the glowing candlelight. In fact, I'm going to put that in now, then I'll tell you all about it. Now that's better. I've got that nice warm glow happening. Now, as I was saying, I'm a little bit disappointed. It doesn't throw out a huge amount of light. You could read under it, but you'd want to be right under it. You could cook under it, but you would want to be right under it. And it throws a pretty dark shadow right under it. So you want to be under it, but just off to the side a little bit. It works. It certainly works. It certainly serves its purpose. It does a very good job. But it's not... When I guess I'm coming from a background where I'm used to using my deeper power lantern. I've done a full review of that on this channel and I just love that thing. And when you compare the Olantern to the deeper power lantern, the deeper wins hands down. And Olight, excuse me, Olight are right at the front of light technology. They make some of the most amazing lights in the world. And because I'm so used to just going wow every time I play with a new Olight product, including the little Warrior Mini 2 that I was playing with earlier, I guess I was expecting that wow factor that I've come to expect from Olight over the years, and with the Olantern I didn't quite get it. Now this is the original Olantern. There is an Olantern Mini, and I haven't played with that, so I can't vouch for it. But the huge upside is, I've got to be honest, I love this orange light setting. I absolutely love it. This may surprise some people, but I'm a big fan of candles. I love candles. My friend Sharon actually bought me a wood-wicked candle for my birthday last year. And I'll sit there watching movies, turn all the lights off, and just have a couple of candles burning, and the wood-wick one actually crackles like a fire. And it just adds that extra dimension of relaxation, that flickering warm light that you get from a candle. And the wood-wick one, because it crackles, is even better. Holly loves candles. She loves to sit there and watch the TV with candles going. And that's why I really love this. I'm sold on this part alone. As an actual lantern to have around the camp, I'm not, like I said, I wasn't overly impressed. But this one feature, I really like it, and I can see that I'm going to leave that orange one in there, and I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. And I can see Holly is going to want to steal this and leave it in her bedroom for a night light. It doesn't throw out a lot of light. You probably can't even sort of see where you're walking with it. If you hold it down at waist level, you can't even see anything now, but if you hold it down at waist level, you can see where you're walking. It's brighter than a candle. It's probably the equivalent of having 2 or 3 candles burning, I suppose, but it's just relaxing and I really like it. Folks, that is as honest a review as I could possibly produce. 2 Olights, the Warrior Mini 2 and the Olantern. The flash sale starts at 8 PM on the 26th of July and ends at midnight on the 30th of July. And all the information, including a link to the flash sale, are in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my Olights video. Not my Olight video, my Olights video. If you have, want to give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.